I'm going to show you a really quick and delicious marinade for chicken. And you can use the chicken breast, chicken thigh, chicken legs, but I'm using these mini chicken breast fillets. So this is the little fillet underneath the breast. It's Irish corn fed, so it's fed with maize. So there's a lovely kind of a yellow, kind of like a colour, but the flavour is excellent and it's board be quality assured. It's an excellent, soft, delicious chicken. So we'll do our marinade first. Get in a big dish or a bowl, it doesn't really matter. We're going to put in some honey, and this will give a lovely sweetness. So this is a honey produced in Kilkenny, Malevan honey. So that's it there, part of the Simply Better collection. We have two lovely products here, and I've used them in lots of my recipes. Stir fries, marinades, I really like them. They're from a company called Full On Food. So they're based on the Kerry-Cork border. So this is the soy and ginger sauce. So you've got to shake this, and roughly about 2 spoonfuls of that goes in there. And then we're going to use the sweet chili sauce. So again, always shake it because it does separate a little bit. So there's a little bit of a kick. It's not too hot. I made this recently for the twins and they absolutely loved it, which is great. Now we're going to get some lovely acidity with some balsamic vinegar. So this is a 3-year-old balsamic vinegar, and this is an important logo. It's PGI, Protected Geographical Indication. So a nice drizzle of this. So I actually met this producer in Italy about 4 years ago now, and I love balsamic vinegar. Chinese five spice. So this is what I'm using here. So it's a really, really nice spice to use. You could use harissa, you could use curry, you can mix it up a little bit. But I think the five spice works well, and it's not hot. It's sticky, it's sweet, it's delicious. Now we're going to use a little bit of lemon zest. So I'll just get my grater here and some juice, and that's it. You make up this really, really simple. So a little bit of lemon zest, move this out of the way. And then we're just going to put some lemon juice into this. So make sure there's none of the pip. And then just stir that through. And this will keep really, really good with steak, pork chops, lamb chops. It works really well. And that's your marinade there. So all I've done, I'm going to show you now, I've one already done. I'm just mixing see the way the honey kind of like sticks to the bottom of the dish. You just mix that all through. And you can put it in a bowl and whisk it if you want to. But I like to do it in a large dish like this, and I'll tell you why. I'll just heat my pan. So these are the fillets. I marinated these about two hours ago. Had them in the fridge, covered in cling film, and bring them to room temperature. So these are the little fillets. That's a full pack that I emptied in there. So you leave them roughly for an hour or two. It's more than enough. Now we're going to get a little bit of oil, and then we're going to make a nice little salsa. So I'm going to preheat the small pan too. So your marinade, that there can be made ahead and it'll keep in the fridge. You can put ginger, garlic, but you have the ginger in the soy sauce. You can put lots of spices, chili, that kind of thing. So you can mix it up yourself. But I think the whole combination, sweet, sour, taste it if you think it's too, before you put in the raw chicken, if it's too sweet, add more lemon juice or vinegar. So it's totally up to you. So we're going to make sure the pan is nice and hot. I'm using my griddle pan here. Just while I'm waiting for that to heat, we're just going to start our salsa. So I'm going to use half an onion because I'm only just going to literally serve up 1 plateful of this. So peel the onion, slice it really nice and thinly, and if you look at the technique, you curve your fingers. So when you're chopping like that, guys, curve your fingers in like that, and the large chef's knife. You're probably thinking, but he's not chopping anything, I'm just showing you the technique. So I'm just slicing this nice and thinly. There's gadgets you can get like a Japanese mandarin that will work really well. So I'll just literally slice that there, and that should be enough. Now, a couple of cloves of garlic. So we're going to crush these. I'm just using my garlic crusher. So literally just press that down, and the same for this. So 2 of these. And then this is going to go into the small pan. So when the griddle pan is hot, we'll pop on the chicken. Because the little mini fillets, they cook really, really quick. So I'm going to put in my onion, lifting it on with the knife into the pan. And then we're going to add in some garlic into this. And I love garlic. So I have 2 cloves of garlic. Just literally scrape that off and put that in there. And just give that a little shake. This should be warm enough now. So just with the tongs, we're going to lift the chicken. So I'm just putting the chicken on. It will skid a little bit, and that's because of the lemon juice. So have it really nice and hot. And then we'll drizzle over, some of this lovely marinade over the chicken. So kind of spread them out, frying pan, grill them, whatever you want on a barbecue. Actually, I forgot to show you, you could put them onto these skewers. So you could soak the skewers in a little bit of cold water for about 20 minutes, and that will stop them from burning, so it will. Okay, that's the onion and the garlic in there. I'm going to move this out of the way. We're going to get our cherry tomatoes next. So these are grown in Ireland, beautiful cherry tomatoes. This is the time of year for them. And then we're going to put some vinegar and sugar into the salsa. So I've turned down the pan because the onion will catch and the garlic and it will burn. So a small splash of that balsamic vinegar. I'd say you love my small splashes, but you can kind of change it up. So if you add too much vinegar, you can add more sugar. Now this is just some regular caster sugar I'm using. Sprinkle that there. A little bit more oil. And then in goes the tomatoes and basil, and that is it. It's a really, really simple. So I made this recently for Conor, Lucia, Mel and myself, and I thought, wow, I'm going to definitely do a video of this. I thought it was so delicious. So that's our lovely salsa. It's not ready yet. Turn down the heat, a little touch of salt, a little bit of black pepper, and then let's turn over our chicken. Now, beautiful. See the way it's beginning to caramelize there? That's exactly what I want. Really, really lovely. So get it nice and just onto there. And because they're so thin, because it's the little fillet underneath the breast. Now remember, when it's corn fed, it's fed with maize, so it gives it the most beautiful colour but beautiful flavour, and it's a really, really lovely chicken, and this is really tender. So you can put these onto skewers. You can get your children to help out. Just be careful of the skewers, obviously, because they have a dangerous little point on them like that. Now I'm going to drizzle over this. So remember, we've had raw chicken in this, so we need to cook this, keeping the griddle pan nice and high. Onto our salsa. It's cooking up nicely. I don't want to lose the texture of the tomatoes. The onion, I've sliced it really thinly, so that's going to cook really, really quickly. And you'll see it beginning to catch here. And I'm going to show you a wee tip now. When this begins to catch, I'm going to get a little drop of water. Just a wee drop. And I'll just put a tiny little splash of water here. That's all. Just a wee splash, that's all you need. So into our salsa, we've salt and pepper. I need to season up my chicken. So a little bit of salt and some black pepper. So they really don't take long to cook. Into the salsa, some lovely fresh basil. So these are lovely fresh herbs. We're going to chop this nice and fine. And then when the chicken is cooked, we're going to serve it up. So that salsa that I've made will keep in the fridge for about 4 or 5 days. Really nice with goat's cheese. Really, really nice with eating prawns. It works really well. Now I'm going to chop this. There's one thing I forgot to put into the salsa is a little bit of lemon zest. I seem to use lemon a lot in my food. I really like it. So I'm just going to put in the herbs at the last minute. Every so often I'm just looking at the chicken. I'm going to turn off the salsa, and then we're going to spoon on more of that marinade. So I'm not putting, I don't want it to stew. That's exactly what I don't want. And then with the grater, we're just going to grate that over the tomatoes. I think lemon, tomatoes, basil, it works so well. And you have a little bit of vinegar and sugar. It's just a lovely combination. So just grate that in there. Let's get a spoon. And then we're just going to show you this here. A little bit more oil, I think. I'm using the rapeseed oil. So this is from Derry Carmen, County Louth. So these were one of the first producers that I met when I was going around the country, meeting lots of the Simply Better Irish producers. So I love that when it gets nice and sticky. Keeping the pan nice and high. That's the secret into this. It's soft, melt in the mouth, and you want to make sure that the chicken is cooked thoroughly through. So another couple of minutes and they'll be done. So keep the pan nice and high. So this is our salsa here. So I've just put in the basil, the red onion, you have a little bit of lemon zest, garlic and that, and you've kept the shape and the texture of the tomatoes because they're so sweet and delicious. So let's have a little look at our chicken. So usually when you press into the center, and if you can see this here, this gets lovely and sticky. See that there? So they're just literally a minute from being done. Now we're going to serve this with some salad. I think I had it with some chips, some homemade chips, which is really, really lovely. Really is. Keeping the pan nice and high. And a salad, I mean, like we just have some salads just from our garden here, just down in the restaurant. and they're lovely, so they are. So a little bit of damp tissue and they'll keep lovely and fresh. Rocket works really, really well. So the key into the marinade, some sweet chili sauce, and then you have your soya there. That's it there. And these are both really, really great products to have in your store cupboard. The balsamic vinegar, the honey from Leaven Foods, and then we have that Chinese spice there. It's a really, really nice product. And then good chicken. So it works with pork, turkey, it'll work with even some salmon and fish. It will work really well. Monkfish would work really well. So let's just serve this up. I've switched off the pan. I love when it begins to take colour. If you see that there, that's exactly what I want. Here's even a nicer one. And it begins to kind of caramelise. If you're doing this with chicken thighs, which I really like, quality control, they'll take much longer to cook. They'll take about 20-25 minutes if they're on the bone. So these are the little mini fillets here. The smell of that. So when you're going to wash this, just simply boil in water, that's it. And that will all come off. Now, then our salsa. So we're going to spoon this over. Or you can spoon it to the side, whatever you want. Lovely colour. Get the onion, the tomato. See the way the tomatoes have kept their shape, but they're just cooked out. And then some salad. So the salad, when it hits something hot, it's going to wilt really, really quickly. So we'll just literally arrange a little bit of that. And I think that's a really simple, delicious dish. So for a serving, I would definitely give 3 to 4 chicken fillets. You could serve this with a baked potato, baby potatoes, just salad. It works really well. So that's my kind of sticky mini chicken fillets with that lovely marinade and that lovely tomato and red onion and garlic salsa. So thank you and enjoy.